Good morning. My name is Matthew Ivy. I want to share a true story with everybody. Back in the 80s, I got put in a boys' farm, and I was there for 3 years, and I was with the Johnson's family. There was Delbert Johnson, Maxine Johnson, Darrell Johnson, and Susie Johnson, Melissa Johnson, and Dallas. I remember the first time when I got there, I was so shy. I didn't know what to do when they took me up on the Johnson's farm. But I was there 3 years of my life, 18 years state custody. I remember the time when they wanted to take me to Arkansas City, Kansas, that was Cali County, to a group home. I told them no, take me back to the farm. Maxine B. Johnson was one of the best if anybody ever laid eyes on. She had gave us comfort like a mother, and I was raised around the Johnsons for 3 years of my life. I was there with a lot of other kids because, you know, a lot of things had happened at my home in Wichita, Kansas. But I'm not going to go that far. I enjoyed being at the farm. Like Maxine said, you know, none of your boys are going to see the city life anymore. Whoa. So they take us out there in the prairie, and I look up and there's nothing there. I don't see no buildings, no police cars, no nothing. I'm talking about straight prairie land where the cowboys used to ride the horses and take the covered wagons to the prairie land, okay? And I was there for 3 years of my life, and it was scary feeling being there, because I know at nighttime, you know, well, when the sun went down and it started getting nighttime, you couldn't see nothing. I am not kidding. We had horses, we had the rodeo arena, we had the Butler barn, we had the first crossing, we had the second crossing, and like I said, I was raised there. Come to find out, after 30 years of my life now, I actually run into an old roommate at the Love's truck stop. He's a trucker. His name is George Hilton. We met up after 30 years of not seeing each other, and I mean, literally, I got out of the van real slow, and I approached George Hilton. He went to put his hand out. Put your hand down, dude. I want a hug. And we did reunite after 30 years. But there's a couple of other boys I do want to find, which I did find some of the boys that lived there at the farm. And I want to find Mikey Wills somehow. And I'll tell you one thing. When it come to chore day, I was there. I cleaned the barns. I've helped up Melissa Johnson. I have done it all. Now, anybody wants to talk about work, I've done it. I was one of the fastest ones there, which I did I did fly across the barns, and then I took my pitchforks and I dug the floors up, which, not the boardings, but the poop. Okay. I loaded all that up in the wheelbarrow and took it out there and dumped it. Delbert Johnson comes up to me and he says, "I'll tell you what, man, you're one of the fastest ones I've seen yet that can work." He says, "I want to give you a nickname." And I said, "What?" He said, "I'm going to give you the nickname Blue Smoke." So he gave me the nickname. It was so funny. They loved me to death. They treated me right, which, you know, I contacted Daryl Johnson and Susie after 30-some years, which that was weird. And he asked me, how did I know the address? I still got it stuck in my head. And I got on the phone with the operator and I said, "I need to find a number. Daryl and Susie Johnson." And I gave them the address. They gave me the area code and phone number. I called Daryl. He says, "What's your nickname?" He always did that. I said, "Well, Blue Smoke." This was on the phone. And he started freaking out, and I just wanted to cry, because those are like my parents. I'm 46 years old now, and the Johnsons did raise me right. They taught me a lot of different things about life, which I did not know. And I want to thank Melissa Johnson for being there for me. She used to be a trick rider on a horse. Now, I've seen and I witnessed that. She was one of the best trick riders that she ever laid eyes on, man. That girl would get up on that horse and run it. Straight shot. She would flip upside down. Her legs were straight up midair on this horse. I don't know how she did it, but she was one of the best trick riders in the state of Kansas. She would outrun anybody on a horse, man. And she would flip around on the other side like, whoa. Dallas, he did a lot of 4-H showings in Emporia, Kansas. Now that kid right there was he was awesome. And he always wore his red cowboy hat, which I didn't understand why he liked the red cowboy hat. But Dallas Johnson was a trip, I'm telling you. And I thank him too for being there for me. And I've seen a photo of him lately, and wow, the boy has changed. He looks excellent, and I'm proud of all the Johnsons that brought me up. It wasn't my doings, it was the state. Okay, like I said, I did 3 years at the farm. I did 18 years state custody with the state. I worked at Strawberry Field Airport with the state until I was 18. But the boys' farm was my home. My home. There was no other turning around and saying, okay, I don't want to be there. I wanted to be there. They gave love. They gave respect. They took care of me. And now Melissa Johnson and them had made a video on the boys' farm, and man, my heart dropped inside my boot. And that was one of the best videos that they ever made when I was a kid. Wow. But I tell you what, after us kids going through a lot with the farm, that was amazing. And I wish I was still back there. I know I'm an old man, but hey, I still got the kid in heart. I miss the farm. I really do. Now I live here in Milan, Tennessee, and I got the woods around me, and man, does that remind me so much of the farm. And Daryl and Delbert, which is Daryl's dad, Delbert Johnson, they used to do rodeos together. I ain't never seen a man jump off of a horse like that and wrap his arms around the horns of a steer. Okay? Take the steer and drop him to the ground. Now, look at this. He would he'd wrap his arms around that steer's head and flip him upside down. That was awesome. I've been through a lot of rodeos with the Johnsons, man, and I tell you what, Daryl and Delbert was one of the best teams I ever laid eyes on that can actually run a horse and jump off the horse and wrap their arms around a steer's head and drop him. Now, I've seen it done, I witnessed it, and I tell you what, wow. But the boys' farm was my home. Like I said, I met a lot of kids up there. We struggled, but we made it. Look at me now. If it wasn't for the Johnsons, man, I wouldn't be here today. I miss them. I wish I could walk up to Daryl and just wrap my arms around him and hug him and not let him go. And I was raised on that farm. That's what Maxine said. All you boys will never see another city life for 3 years of your life. She meant what she said, and I guarantee it, we didn't. We had the horses now. You gotta come down this road, make that turn, go down, cross through the waters, make that right hand turn up that mountain, all the way up to the top. Across this cattle guard, there's this road that's split. One road went the other way, one road went to the left up this hill. And you go up this hill and climb all the way to the top. You stay to the left. They had this big, humongous lake. It was right there on the right hand side. I mean, this sucker was huge. And you're on top of this hill. Now, you be really careful getting up this hill because you can fall off this side of this cliff. And you could drop into the second crossing of water down below you. If you went to the right, went straight down, it went down this other hill behind Daryl and Susie's land on the ranch. There was 2 ranches. First one was Daryl and Susie's, the second one was ours when you crossed that bridge. Ours is on the right, Daryl's is on the right. This is where I was raised at. And I will never forget the farm, and I tell you what, I wish I had a way out there to say hello to Daryl and them, because life is too short, man, for me. And I was raised at the farm. And I tell you what, I ain't never laid eyes on a better family than the Johnsons. Now, y'all want to talk about struggling? We did. We fought. Like in that video, what Melissa says, she's sitting on that fence, and she was talking about us boys fighting. We fought. We done it. We've been there. I ran away from the farm one time because a Barbara Stone run over that kitten. That was it for me. We was all out in the driveway with the rakes and shovels. And I can't go through details on that, but when I seen what happened, I ran. I got out there running through that field out there. This is funny. I come running through that field and there's a fence line way out the back. And I hopped over that fence line and down that hill over and went rolling. And I looked up and the interstate was right in front of me. That's the closest I ever come to a vehicle hitting me now. And I ran. I got to Osage City, Kansas. And the cops are sitting right there waiting on me. And don't ever run from the farm because they will catch you. Now they shut the farm down and now they got all the boys in Emporia, Kansas. I remember going to Dolly Madison Donut place out there. But Maxine always said, you bring your receipt to me and hand it to me. And she was the best I ever seen in my life. She get in that red golf cart with the white top on it. Here she comes up that dirt road. Boom! She was gone, boy. And tell you what, she caught me, but she loved me to death, and she always gave hugs, man. Tell you one thing I did. I'll tell you one thing I did for her. 10 o'clock one night she called our house. Is Blue Smoke still awake? Yes, ma'am. I always call her ma'am. She says, well, I need to talk to him for a minute. They hand me the phone. Hey, Blue Smoke. Yes, ma'am. Want to make a coat? Yes, ma'am. You know. So she said, will you help me do something? Yes, ma'am. Will you rub my feet for a drink? I did. Oh, man, Maxine was a trip. Now, when you church on a Sunday, yeah, you went to church. And we had a big hog grill out one night out there, square dance on the basketball court and everything. That was awesome. But Maxine was one of the best ladies that you ever laid eyes on. I wish I had her as my mother when I was younger. In a way, I did. Deborah Johnson, he was so funny. But like I said, look at me now. Thank you all to the Johnsons for taking me under your wing and raising me the way you wanted to do. Hey, and I respect them people. And I thank Melissa, and I thank Dallas and Susie, and I thank Daryl, and I thank Maxine and Deborah. Hats off to them. I wish I had to raise. I don't have it in here. But all hats off to them, and God bless you all from this day. And thank you for raising me the way I wanted to be raised. And yes, that's the way it was. We didn't have no city life. But I'm Matthew Ivy, and I'm signing off, and God bless you all, and I miss you guys. Thank you, Melissa, for being there, for me and everything, and I appreciate her helping you out cleaning the barns. This is Blue Smoke, and I will be Blue Smoke till the day I die. Peace out, brother. Love you guys.